Today we're cracking the code on smooth chord changes. So many beginners get stuck here, not because it's hard, but sadly just because they never practice it the right way. Well, today you will learn the secret. And spoiler, it's probably nothing new. Honestly, it's almost too simple, but I promise you it works if you actually do it. This is a guided practice session, so you'll feel like you're in an in-person private lesson with me. So make sure you have your guitar out and get ready to play along. By the way, this video is part of a free YouTube mini course on my channel, so I would recommend checking out the whole course if you like this one. I linked the full playlist in the description and the card up here. They say give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Well, today you'll get your fish of the day with a guided practice, but the real value is learning how to practice changing chords. So pay even more attention to that because that is the true secret. We're using an exercise from Practice Pilot called High Pressure, where we drill 2 chords with strict timing to force clean changes. It's one of the fastest ways to build real fluency. So with that, let's dive in. So our first combo we're gonna do for common fingers is, in my opinion, the easiest chord change you can do, and that is going from A minor to C. So if we remember right, if you take a look at my left hand here, all we have to do is move one finger out there, kind of stretch it out there. So let's get our A minor chord ready, and I'll be the metronome, and I'm a pretty good metronome. I can keep the beat pretty straight here. So we're gonna do 4 beats at a time, and your goal should be to play each chord on beat 1. Now, if that becomes very easy for you, I would challenge you to make it a little harder by maybe doing a strum pattern. So depending on how advanced you are, you can also do this exercise strumming each number like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's a little harder because it gives you less time to change. And if you were even more advanced, you could do an actual strum pattern. Maybe down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So depending on your ability level, you can do different ways of practicing the same thing with me. But I'm going to be practicing as if we were complete beginners and we're really working our way from the ground up here. So we're going to go just beat 1 of each 4 beat measure. Here we go, A minor to C. Get your A minor chord ready. And just a reminder, let's go ahead and drop our thumbs down so we have some space. Let's keep our fingers on the tip. Let's be as next to the fret as we can. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, 2. Now we're already switching to C. 4 and C. 2. Now we're already going back to A minor. And 4 and A minor. 2, 3. Now back to C. 2. You're already switching, right? 3, 4 and A minor. 2, 3. You're thinking about C, I hope. And C. 2, 3, 4. Let's do 2 more. A minor. 2, 3. Get ready. 4 and C. Okay. Hopefully you did well there. If that was pretty easy for you, go ahead and pause. Take the video back a little bit and try it again with more strums. You could do a strum on each beat and see if you can handle that. We're going to move right on, and now we're going to practice a movement with a common shape. So we'll do another one of my favorites. We'll do A minor to E. Okay, so check out your chord chart. Make sure you know how to do A minor by itself, and you know how to do E by itself. And what's our goal here? Keep the common shape between. Keep that common shape. So try to avoid building it one by one as you go, and try to keep your hand together in the air. Make this E chord as you've got it. So here we go. A minor is down. I'm your counter, and you're ready to immediately go to E after we play A minor. Use all 4 of those beats to your advantage. Don't sit back and admire your work, because you're going to need that time to get to the next chord. So here we go. 3 and 4. Here we go. A minor. 2 and 3 and 4 and E. 2, 3. We're switching. 4 and A minor. 2. You're already switching. 3 and 4 and E. 2, 3 and 4. Let's go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor. 2, 3, 4. E. 2, 3. How you doing? 4. A minor. 2, 3, 4. Now E. 2, 3. 2 more. 4. A minor. 2, 3. You're already switching. And E. Good. If that was a little too hard, that's okay. Just go back, do the slow one first, then jump to that. And if these are easy, strum on every single number. And finally, let's do one that involves a guide finger. So why don't we practice D to A. So we're using our 3rd finger as the guide finger. So I do not want to see you lifting your 3rd finger at all. And you do not want to see yourself lifting your 3rd finger. So let's do one super slow, just to make sure you can control that third finger and not lift it up in the air. Because I'm already seeing you through that camera, tempted to lift that third finger. And I will be so upset that I will cry myself to sleep at night if you lift your third finger here. Okay, so here we go. Very slowly, not even to a rhythm here, just a D chord. Now you're gonna lift everything but your third finger. Slide that third finger over, and then put the rest of the A chord down. Okay, if you did that, we're ready to practice to a rhythm. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and D chord. Hope you only got 4 strings on that. 3, 4, and A chord. Leave your third finger down. 3, 4. Now back to D, 2, 3. We're already switching to A. 4, and A, 2, 3, 4. Good. So go back and practice that if that was tough. If that was pretty easy, let's go slightly faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4, and A, 2, 3. Third finger stays down. 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3. 2 more. D, 2, 3, 4, and A, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We made it. We did it. So feel free to practice some of these other ones, but we do want to do one unrelated shape. So let's go from C to D. This is the beginning of the song Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, which, by the way, if you want to work on becoming good at chord switching, Yellow Submarine is a fantastic way to start because it works on chord pairs, many of which are unrelated, but it kind of has all of those chord principles inside of it. So I'd highly recommend looking up some chords to that song and playing along with it. So here we go. We're going to practice C to D. Now there's no related anything here, so we just have to jump them over. So it becomes a matter of how good are you at pre-shaping in the air and moving everything in an efficient pathway, right? So that's the name of the game. Let's try this out. First, let's do a couple slow-mo moves. I like doing slow-mo moves with some of these. So we'll go C chord. Now let's just zoom in. Watch those hands. Each finger is moving effectively, not lifting anything, not doing any inefficient movement. Now go back to C. Each finger knows where it's supposed to go. Nothing's too crazy. Good. Do a few more of those. Pause the video, do a few more of those if you need to get comfortable, because we're going right into rhythm. So quick tip, the activity you just did here is called As the Crow Flies. It's another one from Practice Pilot. I recommend doing this with every single new chord change that you come across. Most people skip this step. Don't. Spending just a few minutes mapping the cleanest route between chords will save you hours of frustration later. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of a cure. All you have to do is spend a few minutes mapping that perfect route for your fingers, then a few more minutes slowly tracing it. Then back to practicing. Practice Pilot is a deck of cards full of strategic exercises like this. It's designed to make your practice smarter and more fun. Hit the link in the description to check it out and see if you can get a copy or get on the waiting list. Here we go. Rhythmic practice going from C to D. Starting on a C chord. Just a reminder again, where's your thumb? Hopefully it's behind the neck. Fingers on the tips next to the fret. Stretch that 3 finger out and get it close to the fret. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. C chord, we're already switching. 3, 4. D, 2, 3. Now we're going back to C, right? 2, 3. I hope we're building from low to high. 2, 3, especially with the C chord. 2, 3, 4, and D. Even if you don't get the whole chord down, still strum on the beat. 4, and C. That's why it's called Don't Drop the Beat. 3, 4, and D. 2, 3, last chord, and C. Good. So hopefully you made it. I mentioned this just a second ago, but this is called Don't Drop the Beat because it's most important to practice and get on the beat. Don't be behind me. Even if you have just a couple of the strings of the chord down, get used to playing to a rhythm. Practice with this video as much as you want because chord pairs are super helpful. And remember, there are other chord pairs you can use. You can practice those to a rhythm too. And what do I always say? Use a metronome. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.